Welcome to the Married AF podcast, the self-proclaimed greatest marriage and relationship podcast in the world. We're your hosts, Matthew and Monica Powers, episode 115. And I'm so excited about what we're doing today because we just this past week got back from the summer of 99 cruise with Creed, Daughtry, Collective Soul, Filter, Blackstone Cherry, Oleander, Revis, 12 Stones, Nonpoint, Smile Empty Soul.
I feel like you're missing a lot of people.
A host of others that I'm probably missing. We just got back this week and thought it would be just fun to...
Blackstone Cherry.
I did mention Blackstone Cherry.
I'm trying to go back in my brain.
But I made every day. I just made like little notes, just little things that caught my eye, and I just thought it would be fun to kind of go back and let's just break down the things we saw, things we experienced, and all of that. So we're just going to dive right in because there's a lot to get to, and I don't want to take forever doing this. So this first one I have down as cruise day 0, just because this was our travel day to Miami, from Birmingham to Miami, and wasn't actually on the cruise because we stayed the night in Miami. My first one just said hotel upgrade awesome.
What the heck?
I know.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't either.
But they just, oh, hi, we're going to need you to go check in over at this location. You've received an upgrade.
And it was.
Well, yes, I will go check in over here.
What were we on, the 40th floor?
40th floor.
40th floor, which was way on up there. But it was awesome.
It was beautiful.
First one was hotel upgrade. Next one was next to Tony Stark building.
What?
So that was one of the first things we noticed.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember if the curtains were already open or not.
I don't think so, but we opened the curtain.
I was like, oh, what a beautiful view.
You have the ocean, you got a Ferris wheel out there, and then to your right, Tony Stark building.
What in the Tony Stark? I took a picture of it and I even sent it to our kids. I said, what in Tony Stark is going on? And they were really quick to respond. Holy crap, that's so cool. Is that really the building? No, because that was all in New York and we're in Miami.
But it looks just like it. So my next note is we decided we're going to have a nice fancy dinner together. Mm-hmm. And we did. We went to this place called Maestro's, and my next note just says dinner at Maestro's, sat behind Ruby Frankie. She never shut up.
I felt like my ears were bleeding after that night.
It was a rough conversation.
I couldn't
over there.
see what was going on behind me, but I could hear everything.
And it wasn't actually Ruby Frankie. We just talked about her several episodes ago, but she looked just like her, and
I think she's still in jail. But
never stopped talking.
It sounded like her, though.
Looked like her, sounded like her.
When I said that it sounded like her, you're like, well, it looks like her, too. You're going to have to turn around. Well, before I could even turn around, holy crap, the poor guy, I felt like it was a business dinner to begin with just listening, because the guy didn't get to say much that was there. It was two women and a man, and I was okay, well, this is totally a business.
Yeah, but we quickly did. My belief is he's married to the other girl.
Yes, he
and
is.
This is her best friend or friend from some time, and they're there, and he's tagging along to pick up the bill, essentially. But you looked over, and this poor guy was miserable.
He looked like he would rather jump out the window.
Like if I could just leave here and go get some crap squares from Crystal, I would be much happier than I am here. So my last note from that night, lobster mashed potatoes were the best thing I've ever eaten.
Yes. I don't know who thought of that genius combo, but it's something that I'm going to have to see if is available in Boston this summer.
It was incredible.
Because lobster mac and cheese is unbelievable.
But lobster mashed potatoes is next level incredible. And that's all I really had for day 0 because it was our travel day. Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot into it. But oh boy, day 1, do we get into it? So we wake up, take an Uber over to where all the ships are. And we thought we were doing good because we had a time to get there. It's like, all right, we check in at this time. Perfect. And we get through check-in. And we get there and we go upstairs, and my note just says Charlie Foxtrot trying to get on a boat.
Yeah. Bottleneck effect. Charlie Foxtrot is the best way to describe that.
And luckily we found somewhere to sit down because we were in that room
almost an hour.
over an hour as they were slowly calling boarding groups after being there about an hour. But it was just everyone converging into this giant open like convention center type room waiting to get on the boat, which I mean, I get there's a process to it, but my goodness.
I kept saying, I thought we had priority boarding. Am I wrong? So I even went and asked an employee, I was like, here's our boarding number. And I've also seen that people have numbers that are higher than ours. We have a suite. I'm just curious. Yeah, we would have priority boarding if it were not on the Summer of 99 cruise.
Yep. It was, but the people watching there was,
That was why we got the dang.
my initial people
too.
watching was like, all right, it's what we get into here, because leading up to this, there were some posts that we saw, and it was like, oh boy.
Well,
Everyone,
it's through Sixth Man,
Yep.
and they encourage you to go into their Facebook group.
which should have been enough to kind of tell you.
Now,
but
granted, the crowd was typically older, which made sense for everybody to go to Facebook because that's typically where the older crowd, that's their main go-to when they want to
Yep.
go to social media because they haven't figured out Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, that kind of thing. So it made sense. But at first it was more of okay, this is an older crowd. It seems pretty tame. Until the Monday of the week of the cruise.
yes, and we'll kind of get into some of that, but it was just like, what are we about to walk into? It's like, okay. So we finally get on the boat, and my next note, it just says, swag swap, unbelievable, awesome. My tone is changing about this crowd.
Yes.
It was incredible. So people will bring stuff. They make stuff. We brought stuff for the podcast. And if any of you are listening, welcome. I hope you maybe have some of the same thoughts we do about all this. But it was awesome.
But
and just
most people, this swag, I get tongue tied every time I say swag swap. It's just
swag,
just
swap.
swap.
Yes, swap.
So I started seeing all the posts in this group. People would make things, and it was band related. And I don't remember, was it on our way home from spring break when we were starting
Yes.
to think, okay, should we
Do something for
do
the
something
podcast.
for this? This is really cool. This is a great marketing opportunity. Let's do this. So my brain started thinking of all the things that we could totally use with Creed. Okay.
And your brain
Well,
was cooking.
So we made bags because if everybody's going to do this swap, they're going to need to carry stuff. So we made bags and handheld mini fans because it's going to be hot. But my favorite thing on our bags, we have the new logo with the purple skull and the rings. I mean, it's
Looks
really
awesome.
cool.
It's really cool.
And it was very fitting for going on a rock cruise, right? Well, it starts out at the top, Are You Ready? Which is a Creed song. For married as followers to take your relationship higher.
It was perfect. I mean,
And
it was
then at the
great.
bottom, Summer of 99 cruise, in the year. And the QR code, our podcast, website, it was genius. But when we were at the swap, we didn't we just told everybody that, hey, there's a fan in
It was
there.
fan because it was hot as
Yes.
balls in that room.
Yes. And so it was a big deal.
It's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
We took 250 bags, and in each of those bags were fans, and we put a little nugget
A little like
in with
fidget
them.
cross to
It's like a little worry cross. You can rub the cross like the worry stones.
Yep.
And it was attached to a card that says, every time you pray, you can think of what he did for you that day.
exactly. And it was awesome. And we ran out of that stuff in 45 minutes.
And the swap was to be from 1 to 3.
And we were 1:45. We were out of everything.
And people were still asking where are the people with the fans.
It was packed, but just the atmosphere and the people were just so generous, so kind, so giving. Just
Didn't want anything in return.
We're just so happy to be around and be there. You can just tell everyone was so excited. So that's why I was like,
It was a very great start.
I was like, okay, my tone may be changing. Maybe these people are not just crazy, psychotic party
It was just
animal
the
people.
heat in the small room we were all.
And it turned out
forced
to be
to stay
okay.
in.
My next note, champagne and strawberries in the room is awesome. Nearly killed my wife with a cork. When I opened the champagne bottle, pop off the wall, nearly killed you. Next, man in bikini bottom. He is getting looks. And there's another note about this same individual, but he was straight up. I mean, like
It was not a Speedo.
no, this
It was a
bikini.
female bikini.
Female bikini bottom. And then again, it's like, okay, where are we? My next one is kind of where we changed because we're getting ready for Daughtry, who is kicking the cruise off. So much fake boob. My tone is back to what have we gotten ourselves into? Because it was just, they're everywhere, and there was little covering, and it's just like everywhere you look, there's fake boob. I got a man in a bikini bottom. Okay, this is something.
What do you mean by fake boob?
Just there were like giant cantaloupes.
Okay.
Just and very little covering, and they were just sitting way up. And you're 70 years old, and you got these things sitting way up.
They were freshly
made.
There were a lot of women who were struggling with age.
Yes, but not, and there's more to come on that. So that one kind of kicked everything off. Daughtry sound died 3 songs in, not great.
Well, when we didn't have the best spot, but even walking to that spot, I turned around and looked at you and said, "Ew, something sounds off."
He did not sound good, and that's the first time I'd ever seen him, and I was like, "Oh, I hope he doesn't sound this bad. This isn't for real."
It wasn't my first time seeing him, so it was like, something's off. Broken sing.
Yeah, Bro's got some pipes, but died 3 songs in, so we decided, hey,
screw this.
All right, well, we're not
hungry.
going to wait for this because it's kind of hot out here. There's a million people, and we're kind of hungry. Let's go get something to eat. And we go downstairs to get something to eat, and ran into Ben and wife Jessica.
Yes.
From Blackstone Cherry and Sunny and Stoked, and talked about a collaboration.
Yes.
You want to dive into more about that a little bit?
Well,
so Ben is the guitar player for Blackstone Cherry, who you've known for 20 years.
Yes.
And I hadn't necessarily kept in touch, but watched from afar, and they're incredible. But he and his wife started this brand, Sunny and Stoked. It's like a beachwear clothing brand. It's awesome.
Coolest. It's just clever wording with Sunny and Stoked.
And it looks great.
Yes.
I mean, it's really, really good quality stuff.
Yes, I can't wait for our stuff to get here.
I know.
I finally hit checkout. I'm really bad.
You finally checked out. So ran into them, you got to catch up and meet his wife and kind of talk about it. And, they seemed down for it. It was great. But it just want to be able to help push people and let other people
Especially people that have a love for Jesus.
Yes. And that's a big, big deal. And hopefully more of that to come. Bar ran out of Diet Coke. Time to abandon ship. So after that interaction,
they
we're like, all right, we're
offered
going
me Coke Zero.
We went to go get something to eat, and it's the bar in with the buffet area. It's like,
we paid for that beverage
We have unlimited beverages, dadgummit. I want my Diet Coke, so I'm going to get my Diet Coke worth.
Oh.
And we go, and there's this lady there also.
She's about 70 years old.
She's fuming.
She goes, "How do you run out of Diet Coke, and it is not even halfway through day 1?
Yes.
And I hear her talking. I said, and I tapped her on her shoulder. I said, "Did you just say they were out of Diet Coke?" She goes, "What kind of cruise is this?" I said, "I'm not going to survive."
Nope. But my next one finally got a Diet Coke.
They got it restocked real quick.
We finally got a Diet Coke, and then it was time to move on to Creed, and it was just Creed was incredible. They sound great.
Always do.
Orange shirt guy had the time of his life. So there was this older guy, and we were on the balcony, and we're kind of side behind the stage so you can see everything, and he was just down below us, and this dude,
nothing was stopping him from having the time of his life.
Had the time of his life, and it was awesome to watch.
People watching.
Was incredible. And that's where my next one goes.
Oh, my goodness.
Is by the orange shirt guy. White shirt and captain hat girl can't stand up. Hope she doesn't fall overboard. Now, she was leaning up on, I guess it was her husband or the guy she was with or whatever. And it was like full Matrix bending backwards.
Yeah.
For an hour.
He was struggling to stand up himself.
Yes, because he was having to hold her up this entire, and she's just wobbly everywhere.
She's not dancing. She's
she just is,
enjoying the music. She is literally trying to survive by standing.
She is hardcore.
It is not the ship's fault. It is purely alcohol.
Purely alcohol. And it was something. Next, Blackstone Cherry has the most fun of any band on the planet.
Absolutely.
Because we saw them after they played late, and just they have the time of their life. And it was so
They
fun to be able
love
to
what
see.
they're doing.
Absolutely. I even said, even if their music didn't sound good, which they sound awesome, you would still want to go see them because they have so much dang fun. My wife runs into Non-Point Singer and shares pictures from 21 years ago. Saves him from crazy fans.
Yeah. Now people are going to be like, how do you know these people 20 years ago? It's a different story.
Different
Career that I've had that I did, but
another story for another day.
That picture was it was of Elias, and the whole like Rev Theory is a band that people haven't probably heard in
a while.
Ages, and when they would come to Alabama, they would just stay at my house, and that week they stayed a week that time.
Yep.
And we went out to do karaoke because it was what we needed to do to kill some time before we went to a fight, this thing called Fight Night that happened in Birmingham 20-something years ago. And we ran into Non-Point while we were doing karaoke. And there was a big a radio show that was happening in Montgomery. So there were several other bands. They're like, what are y'all doing? They just hung with us for the next few days because they didn't have to do anything until that radio show.
Had nothing else
so they
to
all
do.
stayed at my house too. But I said, Matthew, I think I need to save this guy.
Yeah, he was. I mean, and he's trying to be
He
kind.
was trying to watch the show because that was a really cool thing that anytime a show was playing, other bands
You would
come.
see the other bands just in the crowd. Just they wanted to be there and enjoy the music.
Yeah.
They're not sneaking around, hiding around back. I mean, they're just out with people wanting to enjoy the show.
Yeah, so I pulled up, I searched for the picture that I had. He's sitting in my this back seat of my car with several other band members and me, and it's the picture of us. And I just kind of, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but is this you? And I knew it was him. And he says, oh my God, yes. Oh my God, how long is that? It's so, yes. And then I showed him, and it was starting to, come back.
Things
He's
were
like,
starting to click.
it's so good to see you. I'm like, you too. I didn't tell him I was saving him for the fan, but the guy walked away.
Yes.
Because by the time I got there, he was talking about some animal,
Yeah.
like his dog or something.
He
I
was
like,
ready to
oh,
move
he
on.
just
So
needs
that
somebody
was
to talk to, but this is not the time to do that.
that was a cool moment. My last one from day one. Blue does not look glorious.
Oh.
There was this guy. If you ever seen the movie Old School, there was this guy, and he was old. He was there, and he looked like Blue.
He
And
did.
I see Blue. He looks glorious.
He might have been a little bit younger than Blue.
maybe, but Blue was struggling.
Oh,
Blue had quite a few in him, and Blue was rocking out, but Blue was struggling.
Blue was shorter than me.
Blue was a short little guy, and he was
I claim 5'4".
yes, he was probably 5'2",
I'm not 5'4".
and just Blue did not look so glorious.
And I got a fun little video of him because I thought it was hilarious.
It was. I mean, he was having fun, but he was struggling. So let's move on to day two.
Okay, day 2.
Breakfast eggs come from a plastic bag. Gross. So we're walking through the breakfast buffet, and we see them get this giant bag of eggs. He just slices it open and dump it in the thing. I was like, huh, no eggs for me.
Wish I'd have never seen that.
So gross. Yes. Breakfast eggs come from a plastic bag. Gross. First thought, did blue and white shirt girl survive?
Yes, they did, because we continue to see.
we saw them again later. Next note, a lot of people on the struggle bus this morning.
Because
After day one.
we learned real quick that these people are not prepared for stairs.
No.
We stayed on deck 14. Most of the shows were either on
16.
6, 7, 8, or 16 was the pool deck where the bigger
Yep.
shows were
Yep.
for that day. And going up and down for us to the pool deck was fine. We chose not to take the elevators to the lower deck.
Just walk
We'll
to the
walk.
stairs.
But there were so many people trying to get on the elevator at just one area, and it was over by where our rooms were. So we would jet
Just
to the end of the
go
ship.
to the opposite end of the ship.
Nobody ever
No
wanted
one's
to
there.
do that. So we learned that trick real quick. But the first day, people didn't want to wait, and they didn't know about the other end of the ship. And turns out they didn't think about the other end of the ship the entire time. That was our
so
secret.
like
We were
just
not
walk down
telling
there,
anybody.
go up and down, and boom.
But they kept going up and down the stairs, and
Mix that with a lot of alcohol the previous night. People who are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who probably don't do this on a lot of occasions.
you can tell they were not people who worked out.
They were.
I mean, I don't work out. I should,
These people were
but
struggling. At breakfast the next morning, it was like, yeah, these people had rough nights last night. John Fred may be the best drummer alive. Incredible.
Eat
Black
your
Stone
heart
Cherry.
out,
He's
Tommy Lee.
Yeah, he's incredible. Next note, a lot of shirtless men.
I pointed that out when
You did.
I said, "What?" Okay, this is when this is still day 2, right? Or this is day
two. Yeah.
So we noticed this when we were watching Blackstone Cherry on the pool deck. Now it was 12 o'clock in the middle of the day, and my goodness, it was hot.
It wasn't sweltering hot.
No, we didn't sweat.
I mean,
I didn't even take a fan.
I had on like
a
a long sleeve lightweight hoodie.
Yes.
And I was comfortable. Didn't sweat. I mean,
Yeah,
it was warm.
I
but
always take a fan everywhere, but I did
wasn't
not
bad.
use my fan at all.
No.
But maybe if once the temperature turns 75 degrees and you're on the pool deck. Now, here's the thing about the pool deck. One of the pools was completely covered by the stage.
Yes.
So you didn't have the opportunity to get in that pool.
No,
there was another pool and maybe a hot tub.
Yes.
No
thanks.
I'm not a community pool person anyways.
Oh, ever since we saw that woman shaving her legs in a community pool, nope, no community pool for this guy.
No.
Not going to happen.
But that was a very, very, very small pool that I would...
No thanks.
I wouldn't even drink filtered water from that. You know, if you're that desperate and you have one of those filtered straws and you need to survive and you have to drink water, I think I would die.
If I'm on fire, I'm not jumping in that pool.
Because you would come out with a lot. But with that being said, it was just that small. And our set is bigger than that pool.
Yes.
And people were just, crowded up in there. I'm like, nah, it's not that serious, y'all. But there was not enough pool for all these guys just to be walking around in their swimsuit.
No.
We're at sea. We're not, yes, we're in the ocean, but it's not something where you can jump overboard and get it in, cool off, and move.
Just the process of, all right, we're here. Let me take my shirt off out here in front of everybody. That was constant.
And if you are ripped like Jesus,
go nuts, man.
But these were not even close.
No, these were not, which was another look.
The dad bod, a bit more extreme.
To the extreme. So, next note, my wife is still the hottest who could ever rock out. It's just my own personal note as I was noticing while we were watching Blackstone Cherry. Next one, old guy, all gray, short goatee with a hat is the look on the cruise.
Yes.
That was the look. I saw so many men just had a solid gray goatee, very, very short, close, short gray hair with a hat on. Had the beer belly.
Dad bod. Okay, dad bod's being nice.
I was like, this is the look on this cruise. And you know what? They're going to rock it. But
after Blackstone Cherry, we went to eat lunch and you were typing that in your phone. I was like, what are you?
And I told you, and then you're like, oh my God,
what are you
they're
talking
everywhere.
about? And I just happened to look up and seriously, 5 guys, not the restaurant, but 5 men walked by wearing the same exact thing with the straight up gray goatee and the beer belly.
It was all the exact same look. I was like, they could all be the exact same person.
Holy crap.
And I would never know.
I would hate to describe somebody.
I know. Because it'd be like, there's
Everybody
70 of them right here.
Suspect.
They're all right here. Poor people trying to get around on scooters.
Oh,
Also,
man.
90% of these people don't need them.
It's the same thing at Walmart.
It was rough. There is a lot of walking and standing. Disney prepared us. My wife is rocking heels.
Oh yeah, I wore my heels
basically the entire time.
The entire time. I didn't wear heels the very last day of the cruise because I had to have closed-toe shoes because to
do the go-karts.
Go-karts, you had to do the shoes. And that's the only reason I didn't wear heels.
I'm fully convinced Disney fully prepared us, unlike others. Guy tries to lure my wife into the elevator. He was upset that she was uninterested. That was a very, very funny moment.
It happened.
It was fantastic for me to just be able to sit to the side and watch that.
The elevators were always jammed. And at this point we were like, oh, well, let's see if the elevators are working. Like let's see if there's room or if anything's available. We did. And we're on this end and the elevators that opened were over here. So I kind of walked down quickly to see, and it was packed. And it was mostly dudes. And they just said, oh, yeah, we can make room for you. And I was like, mm-mm. And then you come up, and they're like, oh, there's 2. And then the doors are closing, and the guy that's kind of being squished. But wait. I'm like,
Yeah, it was over. We saw him later. He was still
Struggle
feeling the effects from that being shot down. The employees here are absolutely loving the music. Now, this was one of my favorite parts, was especially on the pool deck. There was a place where really only the employees could go, which was all the way up to the water slides, which weren't going whenever the music was playing.
Yes, all that area, no one could go in.
And you would see anywhere from 10 to 20 or 30 different Norwegian employees just up there videoing.
They're having so much fun.
They had the time of their life.
But
they
also,
loved it.
anybody that, all the drink stations that they had that were on the pool deck, they had maybe 3 or 4 set up. So the employees that were working those shows were adorable. They were all, if they knew the band, they knew Creed. They were saying, "This is my sacrifice. This is my sacrifice. I'm working." And I was like, "You're so cute. Here, take my money."
They had so much fun. The fries are the best thing here.
I survived on fries because I didn't like anything else.
A lot of the other food was
and
crappy.
I am not a picky eater.
But the French fries were amazing. 12 Stones is fun. It was good to see them.
Yes.
So I have this note, which I kind of... So many bands were away for a while and have now come back. Could it be the resurgence of Creed and Three Doors Down that has done this for so many other bands? That seemed to be a common theme with the bands on this cruise was, hey, we haven't done anything together in 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But could it just be this, hey, we stepped away from a while because this music's all seemed to be dead. But you know what? Let's and it just you see a resurgence in them. Like, hey, we can do this. We can absolutely do this, which I thought that was good. This next one, we are taking the closest elevators is overrated.
Yep.
Guy in full Borat bikini does not manscape. I can't unsee it.
I can't either.
So have you ever seen the movie Borat? The yellow?
It's green.
Green, yellow. I'm colorblind. What does it matter? But he was in the full
on.
And dude doesn't manscape.
And didn't care.
No.
Very happy to be in it. People were taking pictures with him, and I'm like, y'all are way too close to those.
Way too close to
hanging out.
That thing going on down there. Didn't know what a canape was, but they are good. They had stuff delivered to our room. It was kind of tasty.
If those were canapes, sure.
So we had a very fancy dinner.
Yes.
That night, which was awesome.
We did the Taste of Love package.
The Taste of Love package. It was the best food we had on the ship by far.
Oh, that lobster was incredible.
That mine just says best French onion soup I've ever had. I'm a French onion soup guy. Anytime I can get it, I will get it. This was the best I've ever had. It was delicious.
Your breath stinks so bad afterwards.
I know. Daughtry can sing.
Yes.
Compared to the first one, the sound died. Daughtry can sing.
He did pretty well on American Idol.
He did. He can sing.
And he won Masked Singer. Come on.
He was awesome. His Brad Arnold tribute was excellent. For him to come out and sing a Three Doors Down song and just talk about it, that was really, really cool to see. After that, we went and saw Oleander. I said, Oleander, first show in 8 years. Sounded great. They never stopped to take a break.
Unbelievable.
They played for an hour and 20 minutes and never stopped. But to learn
Not even taking a break, like most of the time when musicians have space, they have space between each song, whether it's because they're changing guitars or they're just talking.
They need a minute.
They did not.
No, they
didn't switch guitars. They didn't
played.
take a breath between each song. It was a constant. And it was so contagious.
It was awesome to see. Next one, drunk people argue over really stupid things. And it would just be dumb stuff like, what city am I from? No, I'm not from. Yeah, it's just really, really stupid things. It's funny to watch. Walking through thruple sighting, first one. Very, very interesting to see. Which
it did not make sense to me.
No, it didn't make sense at all. My last note from day 2, if you want to get rich, become a plastic surgeon.
Yes.
Because the amount of plastic surgery, men and women alike, was something.
I remember passing one person or seeing them from a distance. We were going to pass them. And I asked you, were they okay? And the closer we get, oh, they are okay. That's just their face. Their skin won't move.
Yeah, it was. So if you're thinking of a career, plastic surgery is the way to go because there was a whole lot of it running around the.
And now I've been told plastic surgery is kind of like tattoos. Once you have one, you kind of want more. It's addicting. Once you see, like, you get this fixed,
it's like,
you see other things that need to be fixed.
Stuff.
I mean,
guess it makes sense.
I'm not saying I won't do plastic surgery. I mean, I don't really know what I'm about to say is plastic surgery, but I'm not against Sonobello.
We've seen the commercials.
The commercials, I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is, but the results are there. And it's like the tummy thing.
The tummy, I don't know exactly how they do it. Let's move on to day 3. This was the time we got to spend on the Norwegian's island. Silver Cove is yes, Great Syrup Cay. Silver Cove is the only way to go.
I will not go again without
absolutely
going
not
there.
having your own little private villa with a bedroom. The biggest thing, a bathroom and a shower.
There's
to be
no
able to
community bathrooms,
and it's isolated. There's not many people over there. There may have been, but maybe a total of 30 or 40 people. In that whole area, and everyone's got their own thing. It was much more quiet than the rest of it. Silver Cove's the only way to go. This was my note from riding back on the boat after our day at Silver Cove because we just relaxed.
Well, you forgot to say our little 1-bedroom villa. Our neighbors to this villa.
Our neighbors were
Daughtry and Dirty Honey.
Yes, we're right next door to us, and they chilled.
We
Didn't bother them. They need their, this is vacation for them too. They should be able to relax and chill and all that, which was really cool. This on the ride back, bragging how much you drink and how drunk you have been is not the flex you think it is.
I feel like that was the thing we did in our 20s.
It was constant about how drunk I'm getting and how drunk I was last night, how much I've drunk. It's like, it is not as cool.
40s and 50s are not the years to do that. Now, there were a lot of younger people, and when I say younger, I'm thinking 30s.
Right.
But some people did take their children.
They did. We saw several children there, which is awesome.
Our son would have been all for it to be able to see Creed.
Yes, he would have been all for it. But just it's not flex.
For our ages, it's not.
No, it's not. Also, why do people believe consuming alcohol is the key to life?
Oh, my God.
And you even said this about the woman sitting across from us. Yes.
This is all I do. This is my vice. I don't take any medicine. This is my vice.
And she was mid-50s at least.
Now, we're terrible with ages.
We are. So who really knows? But
she could have been our age, but just drunk on whatever she was drinking.
Life could be really, really fun without it.
Yeah.
Could be really fun without it. So next one, and this was whenever we were at the bar getting another Diet Coke at the place that ran out. Cougar shoots her shot. Guy had a fiance. She walked away sad.
It was so funny to witness. I had
awesome.
to turn my face not to laugh into hers.
It was hilarious because she was just chatting up this young guy. He was probably early 20s. And he was like, look, I have a fiance. And you can kind of tell, but she's like, I didn't care. And the fiance walks up.
Thank God she walked up.
And you could tell he was like, oh, thank God you're finally here. Make her go away. I thought that was very funny.
Well, wait, didn't he say something like when the older lady left? His fiance was there, and he said, "Oh, thank God."
Yes.
And we just laughed, and he goes, "Okay, I wasn't the only one to see that."
It was so obvious, so obvious. Ooh, nice shirt guy was another guy that hit on you. He liked your shirt. A guy, he said, "Ooh, nice shirt." He was talking about you and the shirt you were wearing that day.
What shirt was that wearing?
Black and white, like skeleton-looking shirt or whatever.
Oh, from that. Okay, we're coming back from the beach.
Coming back from the beach. Yes, he noticed that. It was very funny for me just to be able to watch that.
Oh, nice shirt. I remember.
Constant cursing just shows a lack of intelligence.
I think so.
The amount of conversation that we had with some people, but just to be hearing conversations where every other word is an F-bomb, to me, it just shows a lack of intelligence and not being able to truly formulate a sentence. Not as cool as you.
Well, we even had people, like, once we started talking and we get to know them, when they asked, like, what we did, we would tell them, we would mention the podcast, and it would be straight up as followers.
Yep.
And
about Jesus and
about
church.
Jesus, yeah. And they were instantly,
like, oh,
I'm so sorry. Does it bother you that we cuss?
No,
and I'm like,
not at all.
That's your decision.
Doesn't
not
matter
mine.
to us at all. This was right before Collective Soul. Lead singer of Collective Soul has to be sweating his balls off. So it was hot, and he was like a full linen leisure suit. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, I know it's linen and everything. It was so
That was the
hot.
first show of the day
back
from the beach.
island.
It was like 5 o'clock.
Yes,
show.
and it was hot, and people had been in the sun all day.
Well,
but
and the ship hadn't moved.
Ship had not moved
It
at
was
all.
dead still that entire time.
So yeah, lead singer has to be sweating his balls off. Note shortly after, unfortunately, Collective Soul bad at music. It was just bad.
I don't know that it was them.
Or the sound, but it was just
Because
not.
we know so many Collective Soul songs.
We left.
Because whoever was running sound that day
It was bad.
had his voice sounding like Vince Neil.
Yes. Not good.
And the
Vince
last
Neil
time we
either.
saw Vince Neil, he sounded like he was on helium.
He did.
And he might have been. I don't know
That's
what his
very
lifestyle
possibly
is.
could have been. But it was not good. Music festival on water, but with breaks and multiple stages. That was my analogy of what this is. It's
Yes.
just like a big open field music festival.
Like we used to attend many moons ago,
But you
which
got-
Creed is bringing back.
Yes, Creed is
Or
clearly.
maybe it's never ended and that was just us that said, no, we do not want to go to this kind of
No.
crowd.
No, I like the less
If I can't
crowds.
pay for my
Special
side stage or know somebody there that's going to let me stay there, I'm
No
sorry.
thanks.
I was spoiled in a previous career.
Sun is more intense as the older you get. This may make me sound old, but that day, because we used to be out in the heat and it's 95 degrees. It's like, oh yeah, it's kind of hot and everything. It was in the upper 70s, maybe 80. It was like, oh my God, I'm dying. I got to get out of the sun. It's so hot.
When you said that, I said, are you serious? I mean, we've only been laying here 30 minutes. And you said, baby, it's been 15. I said, oh,
Yes.
I'm going to
And
be
like
burnt.
we were a little burnt, and we stayed in the water or in our cabana under the patio area or under an umbrella
90% of the time.
Most of the time, but no,
That's when we were
sun
floating
gets more
around in
intense.
the little bay area. It was
As
nice.
we were waiting for Creed, rock stars don't like crowds. Because the number of band people because we're kind of towards the back
Nonpoint
by the
was with
stairs.
us,
But
behind us.
Nonpoint was there, and they were just, and it was just fun because they're like, oh my God, there's so many people, I got to get out of here. You hear these bands, and that's what they do. But they're just like these bands do not want to be around all these crowds, like too many people. It's crazy. I'm gonna get back here.
When they're recognized and people want to
true.
talk to them and try to take pictures with them constantly.
That was fun. Now, the drummer was behind us. He was talking to his wife, and I was just like, these are all just such normal, regular people. Because he was talking to his wife and just overheard the conversation. It was, golly, practice got canceled again for whatever their son's name was. I need to get with the coach when we get back. He's never going to be able to get better at pitching if he doesn't do this, and I really need to work. I was like, they're just regular people.
Yep.
This is just their job, and it's more out there. It's more visible for people to see. But again,
more public.
this is their career.
and it was funny
is what
because
they
we
do.
caught up with him and his wife.
We did, and
later
talked baseball.
And talked baseball.
Which-
Dadgum, he's a Yankees fan, and
Yeah,
and
well.
that just started a whole conversation altogether.
Yes, it was, which was great. Creed, the story of Joseph, and quoting John 1, verses 1 and 2, all in the same thing before a song.
And then it played into a song that I've been waiting for Creed to play for 20 years. So excited. It
was
played
great.
Beauty.
It was great, but you saw a lot of that with Creed. We saw a lot of that with others. We'll touch on that for a moment in a minute. But it's really, really cool to see in the ocean all these people, a lot of alcohol, a lot of wildness, that Jesus can even be seen there also, and it can happen. Old guy left his wife. She's big time mad.
Oh, yes.
He will never find her. And this just got.
I wanted to find, okay, so they came down the stairs. We were standing right beside the stairs. And we stood there because I figured if I stand there, nobody can stand in front of me, and I can be able to at least see the screen where
And it was a great spot.
It was, because they wouldn't let anybody stand on the stairs, so kudos. Well, there was another couple that was standing right next to us, and they seemed to know a lot of people, and I was thinking, I don't really know all these people. Well, this is like their third cruise.
Third Creek cruise. They do these cruises all the time.
They do
yeah.
the
All the other
Monster of Rock or something like that.
The Shipwrecked or whatever.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
of those.
So,
Or Rock the
and
Boat or whatever
some
it is,
people
yeah.
tend to be repeat
And they're
customers,
so like it's
so they
just
get to
own little
know each
community,
other.
yeah.
And we got to talking to them and made friends with them for the rest of the night, because she was shorter than me, and I was like, oh, girl. And somebody just kind of stood right in front of us, and I was like, I just looked down and went, oh, these tall people. And she goes, I feel all of your pain. And I was like, I bet you do. And then, so we just started talking, and then all of a sudden, this older man, he's probably the same age as the lead singer of Collective Soul.
Yeah.
Let's be real. He looked a little lost, but his wife she stayed on the stairs and was right in front of me. He stops, but she's taking pictures, and security hadn't got to her yet. But he stopped right in front of me and my new short friend, right? Mm-hmm. And they were playing Are You Ready?
Yep.
And I just kind of leaned on him and tapped him on the shoulders. I said, "Are you ready to move? Because we can't see." And she goes, "Oh, that's the way to do it." And he just moved on. Tried to get her attention.
Couldn't. He just kind of...
She just stayed there, was videoing or taking a picture, and security finally said something to her. Well, she stops at the bottom of the stairs and looks around, and me and her were both like, "Your husband went that way." And she goes, "Oh, good. He can go that way and stay that way." And we're like, "Oh," she goes, "If you only knew with that one." And we were like, "We want to know."
Yeah, we'll leave the concert. Tell us no. We want to know.
So he's walking around. Girl, she goes back upstairs, and he's down walking with us, trying to find her. And we keep telling him she went upstairs. He goes, "Okay."
He never found her. We later see him a whole band later, hours later, and he's with some other woman.
And we just go, "Did you find your wife?" And he went, not even saying a word, kind of mad that we said wife.
Yeah, dude totally slept on one of the pool chairs that night. There's no doubt about it. The song "One" by Creed is apparently the song people make babies with. Because when that song came on, the couple in front of us, which we'll get to in just a second, but it was like contagious because all the couple, and they're just like grinding all over each other. Well, I'm like, and this is one. The only way is one. What
I mean, we're
what
talking
are we
about
doing?
The only way is one. To get to heaven, there is only one way.
Only one. But my next note, and this kind of gets into all that, sex always wins. So the couple in front of us, and they're dancing up and everything, and she turns to her husband and just whispers in his ear, like, "We need to go back to the room now."
Her exact words were, "I'm drunk. Let's go."
And it was
he did not want to leave.
No, he's like, "It's Creed," but she was like,
I mean, she is literally
all
molesting
over
him.
Like, we go to the room.
Let's go.
Now, so he finally does, and he kind of smiles as he walks by because everyone knew what was going on. But I have sex always wins. Edit. Nope. Guy came back 15 minutes later without his wife. He was right back to see the end of the concert.
Same exact spot he was standing with his wife,
but she's not there. So
and we all look at each other. What? Did he just put her to bed and come back? He had to do his business
very quickly
and left his wife. And I said, "Matthew Powers, if you ever do that to me." But it gets better because the couple that was kind of standing to their left, she was trying to do the same thing to her man, and he said no.
He wanted none of us. She went back to this guy.
Well, now I know why people only have sex 1 to 2 times a month.
Apparently so.
But she said, "I ain't getting it from my husband. She started getting all over this guy." And I was like, "Oh, no."
And this guy was toast. This guy was like, all I wanted to do was watch Creed tonight.
That's all
I didn't want to do anything but just enjoy Creed. And my wife ruined that. I just want to. And he finished the rest of the concert.
But the other guy's wife was trying to, or her husband was trying to pull his wife off of the dude.
Yeah, because the guy was like, but yep, no, he came back. Lastly, and this was during Filter, where we were like, you know what, we really, Filter's fine, whatever. But there was a bar that we found 2 seats where we can see
behind the
stage. You can still see out and everything. It's like, you know what, we're just gonna sit here. I don't want to stand. I just want to people watch. It was incredible. It was
fantastic.
My last one though is the only one we saw. Cruise jail for a fight. These 2 women got to a fight
because they were wanting to get closer to the stage,
and
they were in their 40s.
One was bloodied. One had a giant knot on her head.
Goose egg on her head. The other one,
but I was like, you know
busted
what?
Her. She was bleeding, and I said, and we were like, "Oh, they're going to cruise jail. They are going to cruise jail." We saw one of the girls yesterday. I was like, "I'm getting this story. I want to know this story."
And you got the story.
Oh, I got the story because I noticed that
from the girl's friends. Well, and they seemed fed up.
The girl that had the goose egg, she'd walked by, and I was like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah." She had ice, and I noticed that I went to the bathroom, and I noticed that the cruise police had the other girl, and they were like the medical people were there with her, but they were questioning her. And when I come back, I tell you, okay, this girl's on the other side, she's busted up, and the other girl's got the goose egg. Well, goose egg girl comes to where the bar is, and her friends kind of come over there, and they were trying to get more ice for her because that thing was huge. And we were still talking to the couple that were standing by, and we saw the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
we saw way more of those girls. They were both wearing dresses.
Yep.
So we saw more of them than we should have.
Yes, we did.
They were on the ground. I was like, did somebody just fall? Because that's what it looked like.
It looked like
didn't
someone
look
just
like
fell
a
into
fight.
the barricade. Nope, it was
like,
a fight.
That's a fight? Aw. Oh, I want to know what happened.
Yep, and I was like, oh, cruise jail. They're going to jail.
Well, it was funny because the people that come and take you to cruise jail, like the security people, they were so late to the punch.
Yes, they were.
And they could not. All those girls were doing were holding each other's hair, and they couldn't even get them off of each other.
No, they could not. I mean, it took a good 5 minutes to separate them.
I said, I need to go. It'd take me 30 seconds.
One of the guys who was with the people we met said, I worked in a bar forever. If we just go throw some ice cold water on them, they'll let go. I promise. So we used to do it all the time.
We used to have 5 buckets of ice ready to go.
We just dump it on them. They'll get off. So that was it for day 3.
Yeah. But I got that story because the girls were there to get her some more ice. And I was like, I asked her if she was okay. It looks pretty bad. They're like, she's gonna be fine. It should have never happened. And then I was like, oh, is everything okay? And then I got the whole story about how it was fighting over space up closer to the stage. And I'm like, for filter?
Yeah, for Phil. You couldn't see because it's full of smoke anyways.
That.
All right, let's move on to the last day, day 4. All American Diner is finally open after 4 days of trying. So this place upstairs on the pool deck, we tried to eat it. It was always closed. My next note, All American Diner, not good.
It was a waste of our time. I was so sad.
It was a very big waste of our time. Kingdom and Will t-shirt.
Yes.
Talk to our friends Kingdom and Will. Kingdom and Will t-shirt.
You were wearing.
I was wearing a Kingdom and Will t-shirt, and this guy comes up to ride go-karts, and he just sits down and says, hey, I like your shirt. We get to talking. He knows Kingdom and Will.
And I said, you know Kingdom and Will? How do you know Kingdom and Will?
He's bought a handful of things from it, and we have this great conversation.
About Jesus.
About Jesus. He is a believer. He's all in. He's from Ohio. His name is Mike, and I was just talking about our faith and talking about Jesus and what he's able to do and just how so many people need it and how thankful we are that there are people, even in an atmosphere like this, to be able to have those conversations.
We even saw our first day. I took a picture of it. I think it was the first day.
Second day. Yep.
During Black Stone Cherry.
It was.
There was a couple up top, and they were an older couple, and they were wearing, I don't know if they were Kingdom and Will shirts, but they're like those that just say Jesus.
Yep.
And I was so excited to see that. We were not the only ones repping Jesus.
Nope. It was really, really cool to see. This next one came from Oleander, which we'll park here for just a second. Gratitude that cannot be faked. The amount of gratitude those guys had. So we actually ran into the lead singer and his wife the third night. And we're just letting them pass by. I just said, hey, you guys were awesome. And you said, was that really y'all's first? He was like, well, second technically because we played the night before.
First night, yeah.
He said, yeah, but we haven't done anything together.
We saw them the second night.
So we've done nothing together in 8 years. We're like, y'all are incredible. He said, yeah, we just kind of put it down for a while and we got the call to come do this. And he was like, well, I guess he said we rehearsed 3 times and here we are. He said this we've really enjoyed it.
You could tell.
Enjoy being here. And
they never stopped smiling.
They had the time of their life. And the coolest thing is, as soon as their set was done, no matter where they were, most bands will walk off the side of the stage, go to the back, be done. Nope, they put their instruments down. They jumped off the front of the stage just to thank all the people who were there. But I had a great conversation with he and his wife, who don't age. They're
vampires.
They're vampires. They look so young. But just had a great conversation with his wife, especially. They have kids and just, again, they're just regular, normal people. Just they have a very visual job, a very public job in what they do. But he was like, maybe we start doing this again. We're like,
I said
they were awesome.
To a couple of people that I'd talked to. Yes, you should all make new albums because we talked to Revis.
Yes, which is not going to be my very last note.
I was like, y'all definitely, because they do have a new album and Oleander's, I think, thinking about it. But I said, I think it's genius for bands that were popular in the 90s and early 2000s to do a 20-year type of something, because the people that loved them then are still going to love them now, but we now have money.
Yes.
To be able to spend on concerts.
We're no
and
longer in our
albums
teens and 20s, and we have some disposable income now.
Yes, it's a great. They were both. Yeah, that is true. I was like, so something to think about.
Yeah, but they were incredible. But just you could tell how grateful they were, and that was with
And we
so
had
many of the bands.
great faith conversations with them.
Great
too.
faith conversation. Their daughter went on a mission trip, had some really tragic stuff happen in her life, and get to talk to them about that, and just it's again just amazing to see where Jesus.
Those little nuggets that God
those little nuggets
put people in the right place at the right time.
Only a couple more left. Why play phone games at home when you can pay thousands of dollars and do it on a boat? The amount of people towards the end,
drove me crazy.
they're just sitting in the corner while a band's playing, and they're just playing like Block Blast or whatever on their phone.
Not Block Blast, because that's too old for them to play. It was
I don't know. Whatever.
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. Just on their phone. I'm like, why in the world are you on this boat doing that instead of this?
You paid for the Wi-Fi package for that?
Yes, for that. Last three. Pasties girl found. Gross.
Sorry to the Pasty girls if she ever listens, but
Come on. Listen, Pasty girl, she posted on the Facebook group she has pasties. That's fine. Pasties, whatever.
sure.
But we found Pasty girl. Pasty girl was wearing some really short booty shorts with like some fishnets or something. And pasties. Nothing else. No other shirt.
It was our last
nothing.
day.
It's our last day. And the boobs are just, and this just, found Pasty girl.
Well, I didn't know she was wearing pasties. And I said, oh, she does not have a shirt on. I was like, great. Another drunk dummy.
Yep. Pasty girl.
But she wasn't the only one.
No, she was not. Pasty girl.
She was the only one walking around without absolutely no t-shirt on.
Nothing else
Most
on.
of the time, the other people were walking around with like a fishnet,
Something. Still.
see-through mesh type of shirt.
Yeah, she had nothing.
Nothing
But pasties. So yeah, Pasty girl found. Gross. Second to last one. Day 4 cruisers are different than day 1. You can tell the last day. These people tired.
They are tired.
These people are done.
That's why they were sitting on the ground playing on their phones.
They had some fun, but they were like, all right, it's time to go home because I'm not going to survive.
We were great.
Oh, we were great. Like, let's keep going. This is awesome.
We found, so day 4 was casino day
Yes.
or Casino Royale. Everybody
Casino
was dressing
Royale was
up.
the theme, which we didn't participate in. But
We didn't participate in anything dress up wise.
Nope.
But we were sitting at, I think that day we decided to do blackjack.
we're just going to
instead of
chill. Like, you know what?
three-card
We
poker.
brought some cash to blow and just enjoy playing some table games. So we played blackjack. And it was a blast. We played for 2 hours.
Yeah, and met someone that's from
Right here in Alabama. Just
Chelsea,
20
like,
minutes away.
down the road. And we were like, what? He knew our business.
Yes, and I know his business.
I know.
Well,
And
he
that-
does cybersecurity, but he also owns the Cat and Bird
A winery.
which is right off 11 and 2. I was like, oh, the one off 11 and 280. He's like, yeah, right there on 280. I was
That's
like, yeah, I know
crazy.
exactly where you are.
I
I
know. I
passed
was
you
like,
guys a
what
million times.
is the odds?
Yeah, who knew you'd have to get on a boat and then in the ocean to be able to meet that? It was crazy.
It was cool.
Last note here: Justin and Revis will be used. Watch out.
Yeah.
So then I'll end there. But our first day, we got on the boat, and Justin, he's the lead singer for Revis. He posted a video. We weren't following them or anything at this time, but it just popped up on your feed. And
Well, it's probably because your algorithm
knows where you are.
it knows where you
So,
are,
okay.
knows what ship you're on, maybe.
Yep. Let me push
Yeah.
him. So we see this video of him, and he's just saying, "Hey, I would love for you to partner with me in prayer
And I just said,
over the next few
"What?"
days as we're on this ship, we're on the Summer 99 cruise, and just allow Jesus to be seen, allow his name to be heard, allow everything that we do to represent him and represent him well." We're like, holy smokes. And the thought was the whole time, I hope we can run into this guy at some point and just let him know, hey, we see this and this is amazing. Just want to let you know, because we'd already had some of those conversations with Ben and Jessica and with the Oleander people and just some other people.
Mm-hmm.
And they played the last night. It's like, all right, well, let's say, I was like, I have to tell him. And he was out there talking to people, taking pictures and everything. And we just kind of moseyed over there as he's taking pictures. His wife is off on the side, like, oh my gosh, okay. And we just kind of get towards the end of the line and talk to him and just introduce ourselves first. We're like, first, hey, this is great. But just want to let you know, we saw the video you posted before before you got here, we saw it whenever we first boarded the ship about asking people to partner in prayer, to pray with you. Just let you know, we have been. We've been praying over you for this whole trip since we saw it. And immediately he starts crying. You see tears in his eyes, like, oh my gosh! And just to let him know that, hey, this was seen, this made a difference. And yeah, you have people who are praying for you. And we pray that God will use you in ways you could never imagine, to use the platform you've been given to plant seeds all over the world. Let you be used. And he just goes into the, he's the worship pastor.
He's a worship pastor at his church.
He's a worship pastor at his church, which is great. And he said that this has been a huge struggle for him. Do we do this? Do we go back out on tour? Do we make more music? Or do I just? It's been
a struggle because it's this tour life and then worship pastor.
Yeah.
It kind of collides.
Yep.
And but if you're doing it the right way, it can be done.
And he said, do I just continue to serve as a worship pastor and just let that be it? Or God, do you want more from me? He said it's a struggle between the flesh and what to do. And I was like, I just want you to know we're alongside you every step of the way. We pray that God will do unbelievable things through you and let you spread your message to the world. You could just see and I've said multiple times, like, hey, I don't want to keep you. I know you have people waiting. Don't want to. And he was just like, I could sit here and talk about this all night long, but I want to respect your time and the people behind us. We said, hey, if we run into you, we'd love to pray over you guys, but we never got to run into them.
No, but also, and you talking and saying all this, and I instantly I said, he's being a little bit humble. He is a teaching pastor at our church. I do the worship team, and together we do a podcast called the Married AF Podcast. For him to go, I follow you.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
I felt like a little celebrity there for a second. I was like, huh.
But it was just such a cool thing that, again,
shows
on a boat,
the proof that God
in the ocean,
everywhere.
He will use anyone and everything and everywhere. And our sincere prayer is, use the band Revis to do something unbelievable. Just like what Brad Arnold was doing with Three Doors Down before he passed. Spreading the gospel to tens of thousands of people a night. Who knows, the seeds that were planted, you'll never see the harvest of it all, but you're doing exactly what God has asked you to do, and that's what it's all about. So what an unbelievable time, an unbelievable trip. Just so thankful that we got to go on it. And I guess we may be back for next year.
I like the lineup, so
it was great. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
We need to do another podcast on the Boston Red Sox because
we'll talk about it. All right, that'll be down the road. We do have more stuff coming. We can't wait to share with you. I have some other thoughts out of this cruise that will turn into other episodes. But any final thoughts before we go?
Love you.
I love you. God, we love you, and we are so thankful that we get to do this. We are thankful for your love. We're thankful for the opportunity and just the interactions that we have. We know that those were designed by you, that happened on this boat. And God, we're sincere about that. We do pray that you use these people, you use Revis, you use these bands to do things that people don't think are possible in that type of situation. You can do it all, and we trust and believe that you will. We hope that we can be encouraging in some way to people, and wherever those people are, whoever needs to hear the words that you're giving us, let that happen. We hope to honor you through it all. We glorify your name throughout everything we do. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Play ball.